Hi everyone, so today I'll be showing you how you can draw different postures of different bodies, and we are going to just use a HB pencil and your eraser. That's it. And on normal paper, this is just normal printing paper. So you can just, we'll be using circles, we'll be using squares, we'll be using rectangles. So we're going to divide and dissect shapes of what we are seeing on the image on our left. So we're going to start with the head, and we're actually, you're seeing how I'm highlighting the sides where we're working on. So we're working on the shoulders right now, and the reason why I chose this is because there's no clear shape. You can just see it's a lot of maybe rectangles, and even on her feet some small rectangles as well. So this is what you're going to be doing. So we're just going to be dissecting each particular picture into different shapes. That's it. So I'll even put the links of the photos of the references on Pinterest so that you can try out yourself. And if you find that you have made maybe a wrong estimation, if maybe you've made it smaller than it should, that's why we have an eraser. So on the leg, you've seen it's a curve, and we'll be using a lot of curves, lines and circles. That's it. You can see, because I thought that the head was too small, I made it bigger, and I'm just going in with an eraser and rubbing the excess off. So for the hat, we are going to draw a line through the circle that is for our head, and we're going to be using, as I said, a lot of curves, a lot of squares, a lot of rectangles. And to encourage you, just look at your reference and just try. Let's say for the head, we're going to dissect it in different shapes. So we started a circle for the head, then we're going in with a line for the heart, and then we're trying to fill in the other directions for the heart as well. So for her face, it's not technically circular, it has like a triangle feel to it, and we'll draw two lines and then they'll meet at the chin, so the chin will put like a line through. So make sure you also look at your reference, look at the shapes, of your reference, of the kind of body pose you want to draw. And slowly by slowly, the reason why this video is almost 20 minutes long is because I took, I think, 8 minutes on each sketch, and because I want to show you it's realistic, it's not, you don't spend maybe little time on it, you go fine-tuning, and it gets better. So on the shoulder, you can see it's a sharp shoulder because of the suit again, and then even on her hand, it gives also a nice, also like sharp curve as well. So we're just going to be working on the details. You'll see us working on the bag, on the buttons, even you can even work on the folds on the fabric, just using lines as well if you want to go like deeper into this study, because I've just told you we're going to use just lines and curves just to approximate the features. So make sure if you have your phone and the picture, make sure you always look at it, and you can fine-tune all the details using an eraser. So the link of this reference photos are in the description box, so you can just go click on it and just practice. You can see where the lines are, and the curves as well. So the point of this exercise is to train your eye to notice when you see an object, you can dissect the lines, curves and circles, the ovals, the basic features immediately. And this is what we are trying to do. So we have just done using lines. Sometimes maybe you can start with bigger shapes like squares, rectangles, or you can just use lines. So I'm going to just show you with lines, and just let's say basic approximation. You can even use a ruler, maybe to say from here to here I'm drawing the head, from here to here I'm drawing her jacket, from here to here I'm drawing her feet, and just try practice. And then like you can bring them together, and it's okay to use an eraser if it's not looking as great as the reference. But this exercise is to just train your eye to notice where are the lines, where is the curve, where is the straight line, where we're gonna put that. And with those many basic shapes together, you can make a very, very interesting combination of all shapes and sizes. And with this basic technique, there's nothing you cannot draw. So I'm going to even show you even for the other references with basic lines and shapes what you can actually end up drawing. And this was like an 8-minute exercise. As we've said, we're not going to draw the face. This is just to train our eye to see where the shapes are. So using your simple curves, we're going to draw hair on her right side and also on her left side of the head. And with many curves, that's many strands of hair. So we've erased the top part of the circle, which was being covered by the heart, because again from the reference it's not being seen. So working on her top and her necklace as well. So just fine-tuning the details, but this exercise is to help you just notice simple shapes and sizes. Yeah. So with this second reference, we're going to try also using straight lines. We're going to try from the top of his head where his locks are. Then we're going to also go to his chin and his jawline. So just using straight lines. And this exercise is to help you just see basic shapes and sizes, just in case maybe you wanted to go for the features like the eyes, nose and mouth first. You can just break it down to the whole piece first. How does it look like? So on his neck, you see it's connected all the way to his head. So it's connected to his head, which has a lot of locks. So we'll just do basic shapes. What are we seeing? So that's the basic point of this exercise, is we're trying to look at our reference and what shapes can we break it to. And then with fine tuning, you know what, it gets better. So we're going to even work on the ear, and you see the ear, it's a bit maybe circular at some point with some bit of straight lines curved maybe at the top of his ear. So with just fine-tuning, it would be very hard to argue that you won't get his features exactly as it is, just with basic shapes and sizes for his whole body. Let's not focus too much on the face yet. This is just to help you just dissect any drawing that you see, any picture you'd like to draw, to just basic shapes and sizes. So with the locks, we are still actually even doing the same thing, just trying to find out where his basic shapes before we even go to individual locks, just all of it, and also his face. So we try to approximate where the eye is, where the nose is, where the mouth is. And because he's standing, it's like he's like on his side. We'd like that curve also on his face, so that it's not the same when somebody actually sees you. So that curve, that's why we've drawn that curve in the middle. So these references are in the description. The links are for Pinterest are there in the description. You can practice with me. Let's do it together. And because I have put it, it's not in time lapse, this is real time drawing, so you can actually get to see where even me I've made some mistakes, where you've made mistakes, and how it looks like, and you can compare and contrast. So even working on the shoulders. So one thing maybe you can try to do for joints that I didn't do is you can draw circles. So at his shoulder there's a circle, you can see he's muscular over there, so you can draw a circle, and you'll actually end up seeing I drew a bigger circle because his arm is bigger than that. And this is actually very, very interesting the way we are doing it. We're just doing it small steps, and with fine tuning. Don't be scared to use your eraser and fine tune the details. Like even for his arm, you see it's slanting, so you can draw a slanting line. Then even his arm, you can see it's also straight, and then because there's some fold of fabric, there'll be a curve there. Also even on his chest, you can see in the middle of his, I don't know if it's called sternum, you can see a line there. Even for the fabric, even you can put like a line over there. Basic lines, shapes, and of all sizes basically on his arm. So what we're going to try to do, another line. So at the joints we're going to put a circle, so it'll help us pivot and try and draw the rest of his forearm. Yeah, and even his hands. So we won't go for each individual finger, we'll go for the whole shape, so it looks more of like a, I don't know if it's an oval. Yeah, it looks like more of an oval. Then with fine tuning, maybe we can draw maybe one finger with maybe different sizes of rectangles. And for the fabric over there, you can even see there was some bulging fabric just where he's holding his, where his hand is meeting his, yeah, where his wrist is meeting his elbow. And even for the pants, just simple straight lines. I feel like those ones, it's okay, it's just like the same lady with the jacket, just lines. This is to help you again, just to see where the lines are, see where the shapes are, and you can actually end up drawing everything. And you see it's fine tuning. This is an 8-minute sketch. If we spent maybe 1 hour, it might end up even looking more like him, because we are erasing more, we are making more, you know, adjustments to it. But this is just to help you know where the features are. Yeah, so you see we are going to even work on the elbow a bit more. But yeah, so if you ever do this, please tag me on your progress. So my Instagram is also in the description, and you say that you did the sketches, you liked the sketches, and if you can even find your own photos that you want to draw on Pinterest, you can also show me on Instagram. I will also DM back. So that's really, really cool. Let's practice and get better together. And this is a skill. This is just like cooking. With practice you get better, or any other skill out there. So let the fingers not bother you, because artists even let me tell you, artists always struggle with hands. There's just something about hands with artists, and sometimes not everyone gets it right. But with small rectangles for this particular photo and reference, you can actually see we are getting there. And this is the point to tell you, if you're starting to draw, maybe you can, instead of maybe wanting to make the face look exactly like it is, just try with basic shapes, then you fine tune, and that's easier than maybe you draw something and it's not the same or it's not proportioned to it. And yeah, even when we're talking about proportions, it's also practice. Maybe for example, you can try, give yourself maybe some room, maybe you can draw a line, maybe 20 centimeters, and say from here, let's do the face from this point or something. But just, I want you to just train your eye instead of maybe depending too much on a ruler. But even with the locks as well, we're doing just single strands of knots, not knots, locks, I mean. So we are going to just look at what are we seeing, and we're going to just try and translate that on as best as we can. So again, this is the third and final reference we're going to be drawing today, and we'll make this into a series. You can actually draw anything you want, and we just basic shapes, curves and lines of all shapes and sizes. So we are going to start with a circle, and you see even me, I messed up with the circle because I was like, maybe it's too small. So that's why you need your eraser, and it's okay if you make a mistake. And so we're going to start with a circle because this lady is in a different posture. So it means even the lines, even for the arms and the elbows, will be different, and she'll be on a different plane, and it'll be very interesting also to draw her. And the reason why we draw this lady together is because this is a very interesting posture, and maybe you'd want to draw somebody maybe who's walking down a street, or even maybe walking their dog, and they're not maybe standing. So this can be also a very good exercise for that. And as we've said, we're not drawing any face, we're not drawing the face, we're just trying to draw and capture the essence of this person's body. What is their body telling us? Again, with fine tuning and also like looking at your reference, and we're looking at the neck as well. So from her head, you can see her neck is just right beneath her head, just the way it normally is. Her hand as well, just falling into place. I feel like it's such a relaxed posture. I've never seen a reference photo like this before, so I thought we'd draw it. And also you can see also at the elbows, or at the, no, not at the elbows, sorry, at the joints, you can use circles to help you pivot maybe from one place to another in terms of maybe your lines and your transitions. And even maybe for the knees, you can use you can use a lot of circles, and that's okay. And you can see even from her waist and also her arm, there's like a straight line there, and even on her other shoulder, we're gonna use a circle again for the joint also. So, and then another straight line as well. I really liked this posture for some reason. And yeah, so we're trying to draw maybe from her waist and her chest, because we want to see how, with just series of lines, if you break any reference photo you have maybe from the head into a series of lines, it's gonna be easier rather than maybe trying to do the face, do the eyes, do the nose, do the mouth, do the hair, do the neck, everything at once. But when you break down it into basic shapes and with a lot of fine tuning, you can actually get there faster, in my opinion. But if you have the eye that you can just tell immediately, that's awesome. But this is also really good. Yeah. If you have a problem with the arm, don't be scared, it's okay. Many artists, let me tell you, even who are professional, really struggle with hands, fingers. So we're just trying to get the basic shape. And also even for her hip, you can see like there's a bit of a curve there on her waist, on her leg, just a straight line going down, then pivoting from the ground up. So working also from the other leg as well, we're going to just try. And also for the knees, I didn't do this, but you can also make sure, like the way we did on the shoulders, for the joints using circles, that's okay. Even for the knees, use the circles, it will be very, very helpful. And this is actually a very interesting exercise to do. If you want to use the reference I've used, the links are in the description for all the references I've used for Pinterest. And we're gonna make this into a series, and I'm gonna break it down for you that you can actually draw anything. Make sure you're drawing what you're seeing on the reference, not what you think you see. And with practice, you're definitely going to get better. And I've just used one pencil and an eraser and normal paper. So this is something to just help you just try and get that skill, training your eye to approximate where features are, not using maybe too much of maybe mathematics in terms of maybe rulers and stuff. But there'll be a place for using rulers. I'm not saying there's no place for rulers, but yeah, even trying to approximate the face, putting the curve in her face again, like the way we did for the man, because he wasn't facing us, that curve too, when it comes to maybe drawing the eyes, nose and mouth, so that we know this person is facing this other direction. And just even for the hair and for the bangs as well, just next to that circle. And you know what, with an eraser you'll just remove maybe the lines for the circle and stuff, and even the circles even on the shoulders and the knees. Yeah, but I hope this has been helpful and demystified a bit of how you can draw bodies. We can do a basic one, even more basic. If you'd like, you let me know. And I hope you have a good day. And if you find more references on Pinterest that you'd like to draw, you can send them to me and even DM me on Instagram. I see your progress. I really like seeing people's work. You can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is also in the description. And yeah, let's finish this drawing. You're gonna see how it's gonna end, and with practice though, you're gonna definitely get better. And have an amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe, you like this video, and if it was helpful, make sure you comment down below. See you on the next one. Bye guys.